Hi guys, Virginia here, and I'm back with another 12 by 12 process video for you today, and this one's for the Kitaholic Kits design team using the lovely August kits. So they're packed full of the Pink Fresh Studio Just a Little Lovely collection and a bunch of other stuff as well, but that's what the kits are kind of based around this month. So I've chosen one of the exclusive cut files for this month. There's two kind of gorgeous little floral clusters in this cut file, and I decided I was going to use them for my the photos of Eddie and her other little classmates at ballet, and they're all kind of like at the beginning of the lesson they would sit in a little circle and the teacher would read them a story and then they'd continue on with their lesson. So it's a lovely little photo of them all just kind of sitting in a little circle listening to the story, so I thought it would go nice with the florals and this collection. So what I'm doing now is just quickly backing the cut files using the cut apart sheets from the pocket page kit, and we'll skip to, and they are all done nice and pretty. And then I spied this cut apart sheet and all the florals that were on that, so I fussy cut out all of them and a few of the little phrases as well, just because I knew I'd probably use those florals more than I probably would the cut apart pieces. So yeah. And now I'm just going through the 12 by 12 pattern papers, pulling out an option for the background. I knew I wanted colour, but I wasn't sure what direction I was going to go for. I did like the idea of the greens, which I'm kind of trying here, and I skipped through that one as well. But then I found that the majority of those cut file, the leaves in the cut files were getting lost, and just wasn't quite working for me. This light one was nice, but then I come back to this pink one and I actually really liked it. The main florals in both of the cut files I backed with this pattern paper from the cut aparts in the, not the cut aparts, the 6x4 pieces of paper that you get in the pocket page kit, so it just kind of fit perfectly in there. And then I realized that there was this kind of sketchy floral frame around the outside, so I decided to gut that pattern paper and kind of follow the curves of the flowers in the background. So I've just done a quick cut, and then I'm going to go through and just do cut a little bit with a bit more detail around those flowers. And I'm not being absolutely perfect, I'm leaving a bit of a margin. And we'll skip to, I've finished cutting all of that out. I've popped this entire pattern paper up on foam, and I'm just covering it with ATG tape, and then I'm going to back it with some white cardstock, and that's going to be my base, and that's going to be a place for me to pop my photo and other embellishments. I did pretty good lining up that white cardstock. There was just a tiny bit that was hanging off, and there we go, that's all done. So I've decided to kind of have the larger portion of that frame to the bottom, that's adding more weight to the ground, and then I can pop that larger cut file at the bottom, and then I'm just popping my photo in the center, and those two cut files just kind of encompass the photo really nicely on those two corners. So I'm just going to add a layer of the same pattern paper behind my photo just to kind of make it a little bit cohesive, and cut a really thin border around it. And then I'm going to pop that back on that white cardstock spot. And now the fun part, embellishing. I'm going to glue my photo down quickly, and I'll pop these cut files in place because I know that they're going to go there. So I'm just adding some foam squares where that cut file leans off the edge of that pattern paper, and then a bunch of glue, and then just sitting it there in that empty spot. And those leaves and that floral kind of, like I said, fit nicely on the corner of that photo. Just kind of breaks up the sharp edges that I've got going on there. I'm just ruffling up the corners, the cut file, and then I'm going to do the same for this one. I'm going to back this with some adhesive foam squares. Go through and do that quickly. And I just want to support those leaves as well because they're very delicate, so I want to make sure that they stay propped up off the page. Probably could have cut out a lot of this, then my video would have been extremely short, so never mind. Just about done. Okay, and I can pop that in place. And I'm just having to kind of remove those ones that are hanging over that pattern paper. I didn't quite want them propped up that high. Fix that up. There we go. I really like that. tidy up my mess, and then I'm going to start sifting through the die cuts in a minute. Okay, so my fussy cut pieces are on top, and so I'm going to have a quick little look through them, and I found one of those florals which I really liked. I'm just kind of trying to decide where I could put it, and my natural instinct was to go down to that bottom right corner of the photo, and of course I tried it every other place as well, but it just looks nice back in that bottom right hand corner of the photo, so I'm going to pop it back there. And then I'm going to start going through the other die cuts. So these ones on top, these are from Amy Tan, and I found a nice light pink tag which I thought really well with the colour scheme that we've got going on. So I just cut off the bottom bit so I didn't waste it, and just pop the top of that tag in that spot, the top left of the photo. And I found a really nice light pink banner as well, which I wasn't sure what I was going to do with. Initially I thought I'd probably use one of those large puffy word stickers as a title, but this ends up being a home for my title, which is great use of the die cut. I'm just going through the pink fresh ones, and there was a tag with some florals off either side of it, and I thought I would cut the florals off as you do, and use them on my layout as well. So I'm just trying to fit this one in, and in the process I've ripped that cut file but that's right, I'll fix that up shortly. I did find this purple frame, and I like the shape of it. It fit that little tag down the bottom. It's the same similar shape, so I decided to pop it underneath the photo and kind of repeat that shape that's in that tag with a little sentiment on it at the bottom of the photo, and I really like that touch. Just pulling off that fussy cut floral and adding another die cut one up in the top. I'm quite happy with that, but I've lost my little scissors. I'm just hunting for them. Found them. Rightio. So I'm just going to fix that bit of the cut file that I've ripped off, just trimming it down, and then I can pop that other flower there. So I like that we've got all four corners of that photo have been softened with the use of the cut files, all those die cut flowers, so I'm quite happy with that. And just kind of continuing on, so I've got this banner. I'm not sure where I'm going to sit it. There's a space up there to the top right that looks a bit awkward, so I decided to pop it up there and hang it off the edge of the page, which I really like. It's kind of softening up the harshness of that yellow as well, and filling in that awkward space. My little die cut that I've cut off a tag, some little floral puffy stickers I'm going to add in as well, just kind of scattering them around. And now I'm thinking, what can I use for my title? So I go for the pinky peachy coloured little mini alphas, and I'm going to spell out the word memories. It's kind of going with that die cut that we've got going on at the bottom of the photo. I'm going to do that in pink just to kind of keep with that colour scheme. And to try another little puffy sticker in blue, but I decided against it because it was just probably more for the sake of me trying to get things onto the layout than it really needing to be there. Okay, I'm rather happy with all this. I'm going to go and glue everything down. And my ATG's run out of tape, and I'm in the zone, so I'm not going to bother trying to replace it. There is minimal stuff to glue down, so it's okay. So I'm going to adhere down this tag, and I've just popped some white twine in there as well, and just kind of looped it around and stuck it to the back so that it sits there nicely. I'm going to pop this little die cut up on some foam squares. I apologise for the noise, it's the sliding door going. Okay, glue down my little die cut leaves and my frame. This was a really quick process. I really enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying these kits this month. I mean, I enjoy them every month, but this one's just super pretty. I really love this collection and have been waiting for it to come out, and then I heard that it was coming in a kit, so I was super excited. Yeah, so just finishing off gluing this section down. I've got my little flower, and then I'm going to glue down my banner and just support that end with a bit of foam. I'm going to cut off the excess, and I was going to get rid of it, but then I decided to just pop it down on the bottom left to kind of feel like that banner was continuing on the other side of the page, and I actually really liked it. So I'm just going to add XO down the bottom. First I try XXX, which would be kiss kiss kiss, but I didn't like it, so I just go for XO in the end. And then after that, that's pretty much it for my layout. So I hope you enjoy the process. Hope you're inspired to try something different with the pattern papers, and have a go with the cut files. And don't forget, if you want to check out the kits or anything in the shop, there is a link in the description box below. But until next time, bye guys.